Hi guys, you may have seen my recent update regarding the residential housing market and our outlook for 2023. Well, I thought I would also give you an update for the buy-to-let market and our outlook for this too. Especially with mortgage rates high and house prices expected to fall up to 5% in some areas, many buy-to-let landlords are wondering if they should stay in the market. But despite the uncertain economic outlook, demand for rental homes is growing and a shortage of properties is pushing rents even higher. Like the rest of the mortgage market, buy-to-let loans were hit by former Chancellor Kwasi Kwarteng's mini budget. The number of products available dropped steeply to just 988 different deals in the wake of Kwarteng announcing his fiscal plans, compared with 1,942 before the mini budget. But the good news is that lenders are returning to the market with just over 1,400 different products currently available. The less good news is that interest rates on buy-to-let mortgages have increased significantly since the beginning of the year. The average cost of a 2-year fixed-rate mortgage for an investment property has jumped from 2.94% in January to 6.76% now. Around 2% of this increase is the result of the hikes of the Bank of England rate. The rest has been driven by the market's response to the mini budget. The cost of 5-year fixed-rate mortgages has followed a similar pattern, rising from an average of 3.18% at the beginning of the year to 6.73% now. To put these increases into context, a landlord borrowing $200,000 on a 2-year fixed-rate mortgage would see their monthly payments on an interest-only mortgage jump from $490 in January to $1,127 now, if they borrowed at the average rate, of course. Tracker mortgages currently look better value than their fixed-rate counterparts, with 2-year buy-to-let deals averaging 4.42%. But it is important to remember that these mortgages move up and down with changes to the bank rate. If the bank rate increases from its current level of 2.25% to 5%, as some economists are predicting, a tracker mortgage rate that is currently 4.42% would rise to 7.17%. So what should you do if you need to remortgage your rental property? Well, the mortgage market is currently in a state of flux. Rates have fallen slightly after some market confidence was restored by the appointment of Jeremy Hunt as Chancellor, and they may fall further as the cost of government borrowing continues to drop. But at the same time, the bank rate has risen to 3% in a bid to bring inflation down from its current level of 10.1%. 5-year fixed rate mortgages are currently slightly cheaper than 2-year ones at 6.73% compared with 6.76%. So as you can see, mortgage rates are rising, but so are rental rates. New rental rates have increased by £115 during the past year to average £1,051, according to the latest rental market report. Rents are rising so sharply because there is a significant mismatch between supply and demand in the sector. A combination of tax rises and increased regulation during the past few years have led to many investment landlords selling up and exiting this sector. This has resulted in there being too few properties in the private rental sector to meet demand. The number of homes on the market to rent are currently around half the level seen during the past 5 years. Meanwhile, the number of people looking to rent a home is 142% higher than 5 years ago. We do expect this trend to continue into 2023, putting further upward pressure on rents. There are also some new regulations being introduced. The government has pledged to introduce the Renters Reform Bill during this Parliament. The bill includes measures to protect renters from unfair rent increases. While no full evictions will be banned, homes will have to meet minimum standards and it will be easier for renters to have pets. The changes are largely focused on improving the quality of homes in the private rented sector, with the government estimating that 21% of properties are currently unfit. But for landlords who already maintain high standards, the new bill is not expected to lead to significant extra costs, nor is the government reported to be considering any new tax changes for landlords, such as the previous changes to mortgage interest tax relief and the end of the wear and tear allowance that caused many landlords to exit the sector just a few years ago. With all of that said, should you purchase or sell a buy-to-let property? The answer to the question will very much depend on your individual circumstances. But with buyer demand generally falling, first-time buyers delaying getting onto the property ladder, and house prices expected to dip, you are likely to be in a strong position to negotiate a discount on the asking price. Meanwhile, demand for renters is strong, and rents are continuing to rise. That said, With average mortgage rates currently high, it is important to make sure you do your sums to ensure a buy-to-let property is affordable. With many households struggling with cost of living increases, you should also think about whether you would be able to afford monthly mortgage interest payments on a buy-to-let property if your tenant fell behind with their rent, or you had a period where the property was not rented out. Finally, what is the outlook for the buy-to-let market? The buy-to-let property market is likely to encounter some bumps in the coming year as a result of higher mortgage rates and the impact of cost of living squeeze on renters. House prices could also dip, reducing the value of investment properties. But with demand for rental homes massively outstripping supply and strong rent increase expected over the medium term, buy-to-let properties could still be a good bet over the long term for those who can afford to ride out short-term issues, especially in the market. If you are a current landlord or you are looking to purchase a buy-to-let and have any questions, then please feel free to give us a call and we'll be more than happy to speak to you. Take care, guys.